another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week in Destiny, we're talking a bit more about exotic class items. We announced them along with the prismatic subclass, and it's time we tell you more about this groundbreaking addition to Destiny 2, and that's just our first topic for the week. Oh my god, they're actually going to talk about it. More information about the new exotic class items, new boss profile for the Pantheon, the red border weapons bonanza is here, 0 Hour arrives next week. Check out our new PvP map trailer. Enjoy Destiny 2 expansion open access now through June the 3rd. Literally everything is free. The Gauntlet returns for its 10th anniversary, and it's AANHPI Heritage Month. AANHPI Heritage Month. Okay. All right, moving on. A matter of exotic class items. This morning, we shared some amazing videos showcasing the prismatic subclass coming with the final shape. Check them out. Yes, we looked at all of them, guys. We essentially just went by them frame by frame. We'll have a live cut on that at some points. As you can see, you'll not only have the new aspects and fragments coming with prismatic, but also will get to further expand your options with new exotic class items. These are very special additions to Destiny 2, as each exotic class item will have 2 random exotic perks from a selection of existing exotic armor perks, including some that belong to classes other than yours. Now, how to earn them. The exotic class items will be part of a new activity that unlocks after the raids. The raids roll first at the beginning of week 2. We don't want to spoil what the activity is all about or how to unlock it, but we can say it's farmable, and you will get a guaranteed random roll each time you complete it. Oh man, dude. You think they're worried that we would run straight through the raid if we had prismatic? So it's an activity that will be dropping exotic class items. So lore-wise, narratively, something here is gonna have to tie in. Now, what this really means, guys, I'm not saying that we're not going to be using prismatics. You know, you have your starting abilities and stuff for prismatic, but obviously one of the biggest benefits to using prismatics is going to be those exotic class items and having those combos of exotic items. If that's the case, I feel like most people are probably going to just be using normal subclasses going into the final shape raid. But let's continue. How many exotic perks? Similar to how prismatic has a selection of abilities among all light and darkness classes, the exotic class items in the final shape will have a mix of exotic armor perks available for each class. Now, we included some fan favorites as well as some perks that align with prismatic abilities and aspects, and we also chose to put perks in each column that would compound with each other, allowing for combinations that felt powerful and complementary, such as Warlock Bond with Spirit of Hypothesis and Spirit of Star Eater. Prismatic is all about combining effects that used to belong to specific subclasses, and we wanted to bring that to the design of the exotic class items too. So in many cases, we've adjusted the perk to work with a broader array of abilities. So for example, Spirit of Caliban on the Hunter Cloak works with all powered melees, not just proximity knife. To keep things balanced, we have narrowed some of the perk effects to what we believe the Spirit of the original exotic was. This allows the combination of 2 of them to not be overwhelming, and it maintains a reason to run the original exotic armor. When a perk on a class item has the same effect as its original version, you should expect some tuning changes. For example, in the final shape, the original Armaterium and 6 Coyote will gain the ability to create orbs of light from your grenades and dodge respectively. Okay, so again, that's why it's called the Spirit. That's essentially them laying out the buff there for both of those exotics. But on the other side of things, just giving you the double benefits or the double grenades or the double dodge, that is what's going to be applicable in the Spirit itself. All right, now check out all the possible combos below. So for Hunter Exotic Cloak, Essentialism, first column, we have Spirit of the Assassin. I'm just going to go side to side here, guys, because we have first column, second column. Spirit of Assassin, finishers and power melee final blows grant invisibility. Spirit of the Star Eater, while your super energy is full, picking up an orb of power overcharges your super, granting it bonus damage. Okay, notice here some things that are so for instance, Spirit of the Star Eater, picking up an orb of power overcharges your super, granting a bonus damage. There's no your orbs are counting for more in those other benefits, right? But the main exotic benefit's still there. Now, Spirit of Inmost Light. This is applicable, we've seen across all classes. Using an ability empowers the other 2 abilities, granting them improved energy regeneration. That's going to be really, really easy on classes that have multiple abilities. Spirit of Syntheceps, improve melee damage when surrounded. Then we have Spirit of Ophidian, weapons ready very quickly. Then Spirit of Verity, weapon final blows with a damage type matching your grenade, grant a stacking grenade damage bonus. So I want you to take a look here at Ophidian's weapons ready very quickly. You don't get the reload benefits, right? And the AE benefits, but you get weapons ready very quickly. It's still the main component of that exotic. Now, Spirit of the Dragon. Using your class ability reloads all weapons and increases weapon handling speeds for a brief time. Okay. And then Spirit of Arachne, gain woven mail when you use your grenade. Okay. Spirit of Galanor hits and final blows with your super, will return super energy after it ends. All right. Spirit of Gerfalcon. Your void weapons gain volatile rounds after you emerge from being invisible. Spirit of the Foe Tracer. Damaging a powerful combatant or guardian with an ability grants you a temporary damage bonus for weapons matching that ability's element. Spirit of the Lion. Dealing damage with a power melee or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with an extremely powerful melee counterpunch. Dude, I'm excited to see this. Look, there's been some plays we made in the past with like the heavy knives, right? Could you do like Spirit of Liar? They don't have Arthur's Embrace, do they? Honestly, Arthur's Embrace. I was saying, could we double stack that? All right, Spirit of Caliban, where power melee final blows trigger an ignition. Spirit of Wormhusk, where dodging gives a small health and a shield bump. Spirit of Renewal, where allies inside the Dustfield take reduced damage and targets inside the area deal reduced damage. And the Spirit of Coyote, gain an additional class ability charge. All right, so with this selection, guys, and again, we'll do this like we did with the last set of a bit, like the last, when we did Prismatic. We went through all the abilities that were not present, just kind of give you an idea of what you're looking at. We'll also talk about, probably in a video here in the next day or so, over the exotics that are being left off and kind of a deeper look at all of this, right? But again, the main components of each one of these exotics are present. And there's also some of these spirits, some of these exotics having that cross-class ability. Someone says no random rolls in. No. As far as I know, all of these are still randomly rolled. As in, you can get Spirit of Verity with Spirit of the Dragon. These are just listing, these are not static rolls, guys. This is just saying, hey, these are what's available as combinations. But at the same time, what you can't get, this is how they're balancing it. You can't get Spirit of the Assassin and Spirit of Inmost Light. At least this is my understanding, as that's locked to the first column. You see, kind of like gun perks and traits. Let us continue. Now, Titan Exotic Mark Stoicism. First column, second columns again. In our first column, we have Spirit of the Assassin, finisher and power melee final blows grants invisibility. Okay, Spirit of Star Eater, looky there. While your super energy is full, picking up an overpower overcharges your super, granting it bonus damage. Spirit of Inmost Light, using an ability empowers the other two abilities, granting them improved energy. Spirit of Syntheseps, improve melee damage when you're surrounded. Okay, you got Spirit of Ophidian, Spirit of Verity, a lot of things that we just read. Spirit of Severance, Spirit of Contact. So look right here. Already, we could do Spirit of Syntheseps with Spirit of Severance. That right there, power of melee or finisher final blows unleash a damaging explosion. Boom, now we're getting more damage from our melee damage as well. Those two together, fantastic. Spirit of Hoarfrost, where your barricade becomes a wall of stasis crystals and slows nearby targets when created. Spirit of Scars, where final blows with weapons that have a damage type matching your super's element create a burst of healing around you that grant allies restoration. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Spirit of Eternal Warrior, where you gain a damage bonus and for weapons matching your super's element when your super ends. So again, look at this. They're relaxing the limits here. This is, you gain a damage bonus for weapons matching your super's element. So just have to match it. It's not tied to arc. Spirit of the Horn, your barricade unleashes a blast of solar energy that scorches targets. Spirit of the Abian, which improves Drinker's Latch. Drinker's Latch projectiles track targets more aggressively and travel further. So look here, guys. You can roll in there with Spirit of the Horn and Spirit of the Abian. You know, you'll get the back-to-back multiple Drinker's Lash projectiles that goes for the suspend. You'll get the wave of solar energy. That's beautiful. Then Spirit of Alpha Lupi, where generates a healing pulse when barricade is activated. Spirit of the Bear, which moves faster while guarding with the Unbreakable Shield. Damage blocked with Unbreakable is converted to super energy. So this is Ursa Furiosa. Gotcha. And Spirit of the Armamentarium, gain an additional grenade charge. So let me look right here. Move faster while guarding with Unbreakable Shield. Damage blocked with Unbreakable is converted to super energy. Is that the new melee ability on Void, where you're just blocking with the melee? Because you can just block with the melee. Gotcha. That's nice. You know, I understand like some of you are already disappointed that these things, you want to see more things, more exotics present, and also more combinations outside of what's being split between these two different columns. And I would too, but maybe we will get that. Maybe Bungie may relax some of those things, but I'm sure the concern is that things would be too broken. You know what I mean? But let's take a look at Warlocks. Warlock Exotic Band, Solopism. First column, we have Spirit of the Assassin. Again, second column, Spirit of Star Eater. So again, You've got your ones that you've seen on all the classes. Spirit of Inmost Light for your extra abilities, which is going to be really nice here. Spirit of Syntheseps, Spirit of Ophidian, Spirit of Verity. Okay, here we go. We got some new stuff here. Spirit of the Stag. Your Rift provides damage reduction to allied guardians standing in your Rift. Then Spirit of Vesper. Rifts periodically release arc shockwaves. Look at that, dude. You're literally going to run over there, cast your Rift, start doing arc shockwaves between the two, and then also give yourself extra or more damage reduction. And then top your Rift off even faster. That's pretty nice. All right. Spirit of Filaments. Casting an empowering Rift will grant you Devour. So another one that could synergize with Vesper. Spirit of Harmony. Refine blows with weapons that have a damage type matching your super's element. Grants you super energy. Okay, interesting. Final blows with weapons that have a damage type matching your super's element. Grant you super energy. So this is not Battle Harmony's main perk. Battle Harmony's main perk is the overcharging of your damage. No damage buff. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Seems like everybody's too caught up on the next stuff. All right, Spirit of Necrotic. Damaging combatants with your melee poisons them. Defeating a poison enemy spreads the condition. Okay, that's really good. Spirit of, I mean, already on its own. I'm curious to see the different synergies here. Spirit of Starfire. Grenades recharge from empowered weapon damage with empowered weapon final blows, granting more energy. Then we have Spirit of Osmiomancy. Your grenades recharge quicker on hits. The Seeker spawn from Cold Snap grenades travel further. Do we get, for Osmiomancy here, guys, do we get the second grenade charge? Because the current Osmiomancy, does it say we get a second grenade charge? So you're just going to get the one grenade charge. All right. Now, Spirit of the Swarm. Destroying a tangle spawns threadlings. Okay. Then Spirit of Hypothesis. Temporarily gain greatly increased melee and grenade regeneration after your super ends. And Spirit of the Claw. Gain an additional melee charge. Oh, so you could do Spirit of Necrotic with Spirit of the Claw. I mean, there's a lot of things here, man. You can do Spirit of Necrotic, Spirit of the Claw. You can do Spirit of Starfire with Spirit of Inmost Light, right? All of these exotic class item perks will only work when you have the prismatic subclass equipped. That's part of the balancing here. We knew we couldn't fit everyone's favorite perks into these without making the pools of available roles too large. It was a balancing act to support lots of exciting options while also making it reasonable to chase a specific combination. However, we are also making a set of exotic armor balance adjustments with the launch of the final shape, including some buffs that will impact both the original armor and its spirit version. So, some of the class item perk combinations might end up being better than you would expect. We'll have more to share about exotic armor balance in general in the coming weeks. We hope the amazing combinations that the new exotic class items will allow when using Prismatic have ignited your imagination, and you are already wondering what builds will work best when the final shape arrives. Let us know, and please share your early builds ideas with us. Okay, nothing about like what's going to be added in the future, but they're essentially saying they're going to do an exotic pass like they always do going into it, and things are going to be a little more potent than what you may be accustomed to. Some of these I'm just going to have to see, man. Like Spirit of the Swarm is kind of a letdown because you don't get the unraveling, right? Yeah, so I don't know, man. But like there are obvious combinations that look really good. Spirit of the Stag and Spirit of the Vesper. Like the Hunters look like they've got a good lineup. You've got Spirit of Star Eater. You can do Spirit of Star Eater with Spirit of Galanor, which right here is hits and final blows with your super. So it's any super. The Spirit of Galanor with Spirit of Star Eater might be pretty nasty, guys. I mean, you're going to get some crazy damage. Blade Barrage. I think that's still going to be great for Blade Barrage, though. You stack that on with Blade Barrage, you're getting the super damage, the extra damage from Star Eater. These are not static ropes, but what they are is they are locked to their columns. What that really means is that you can't go over here. You can't do Spirit of Foe Tracer with Spirit of Caliban. You understand where I'm coming from? Because they're both in column 1. You can only match these exotics on this column with these exotics in this column. Oh my God. Jesus. You are right. I said Blade Barrage. I said you could do Blade Barrage with Spirit of Galanor and Spirit of Star Eater. But looking back at our old charts, Blade Barrage is not there. All right, well, going in this. Dude, that's the other thing, man. We're going to have to like, I feel like we're going to be like breaking out this codex every time. We're like, all right, hold on. Let's see what works, what doesn't work, what's allowed, what's not allowed. Let us continue on this. Yes, and look, we're going to talk about this more probably at some point this week. I suspected this, and it's something that we should have all kind of expected, considering that Prismatic in itself, the way they balance it, but is by having only certain abilities, supers, and other things present on that class. The thing that I still am wondering, are we going to see more things added in the future, both for Prismatic and these exotic class items? And I would assume they would have to. They would have to add those things, right? Hopefully. but more on that for another video. Now, another god that bests in the Pantheon. Guardians, you have shown the world again that no matter who you face, be it one god or several, you will always prevail. Another of our greatest enemies entered the Pantheon this Tuesday. We hope this report helps with your task. So the Vanguard Guardian Dispatch All Points Bulletin, Defender of the City. You're tasked with the elimination of the following target: Oryx, the Taken King. Look at their classification. Hive God, first navigator in the King of the Osmium Court, brother to Savathun and Savathik, father to Crota, ex-Crow, Taken, Worlder, has to include the power to take Willbreaker, Blade of Oryx, commands Hive and Taken Legions, Planar Terran, Corrupted Like. Oh my god, he's a beast. Intel, Oryx was once known as Arash, one of the three sisters of Krill nobility. She became Oryx upon descending into the deep, accepting a worm and choosing to shed her form in favor of the King Morph. Oryx then began a crusade of conquest and death across the universe in the pursuit of the final shape. After invading Sol to seek vengeance for the death of his son, Crota, let's be real, he never cared. Oryx was dethroned by a valiant fireteam who infiltrated the Dreadnought and ended the Taken King. Many hives still tied to Oryx in secret, though it is not known where the power of their tithe goes, given that the Taken King is dead. After the defeat, Oryx's corpse fell to Titan, where the Lucent Hive attempted to resurrect him through the heretical use of necromancy, a crime for which Oryx once banished another of his sons, Nokris. Yeah, he actually didn't like that stuff. This scheme was foiled by Guardian operatives. Yeah, he straight up he really kicked all his kids out. Let's just be real. Oryx was a terrible father. He saw Nokris playing with dead bodies. Obviously, that was too much for him. He couldn't handle it. And then Crota, he told him, go prove something to me. Crota tried, failed, and yeah, he really just didn't give a shit. All right, of note, Oryx slew Akka the Worm of Secrets and carved the Dreadnought from its corpse. Hidden operatives report faint biosignatures still pulsing from within the ship's hull. Through the use of Willbreaker and the Dreadnought, Oryx may weaponize his throne world, allowing it to spill into the material plane as a wave of destructive power. This weapon claimed the Awoken fleet during the Battle of Saturn. Honestly, one of the best cutscenes ever. While imprisoned in the Dreaming City, Savathun once claimed that her brother Oryx was unable to control his curiosity, that his worm intentionally directs it, and that the worm manipulates Oryx's actions unbeknownst to him. She claims all hive worms function in this way. The veracity of this claim is unconfirmed. Eris Morn uses Oryx's ravenous heart to construct the exotic weapon, Touch a Mouse. That's what we do. We kill big bad bosses and we turn them into an exotic. Now, all the Deepsight weapons you can get. Welcome everyone to the Red Border Weapon Bonanza. In a similar fashion to what we did last year, players who have not earned enough Deepsight weapons to unlock the patterns of Year 6 seasonal weapons now have the chance to catch up before the final shape launches. Every day from May 7th through June the 3rd, players will get a guaranteed Deepsight weapon drop upon completion of the seasonal activity. So if you still have not unlocked the pattern for, let's say, the Rankatura Bow from Season of Defiance, you can complete a Defiant Battleground and receive a Deepsight drop of that very weapon. You'll get another the day after and another the day after that one, and so on until you have completed the pattern. Don't worry much if you have more than one. If you keep playing, our knockout system will ensure you'll only get drops for those weapons. So we have an entire guide on this, guys, going out. And listen, I know the guide it's coming out this evening. It's a long one. We'll have timestamps. Always just check the timestamps if you want to just skip to what you want to know. But the guide goes through each one of the activities. There are ways to jump into the base version of the activities if you're just trying to get the red borders. There are also ways to completely skip the activity. If you're like, look, I just want to get my deep dive done in 9 minutes and not worry about it, you can do that. But we'll go through each one of those. And I would suggest literally, I mean, you could do each one of these. If there was any one of the seasonal activities you should do from start to finish, I would say the coil. Like the other ones, I would just do the base versions just to get your red borders. But the coil is by far the best. It will give you a ton of loot at the end. It is more challenging, but it is, in my opinion, the best activity and very, very rewarding, as it will top off a ton of your resources. But again, more on that later this evening. Now, 0 hour is near. First came the Whisper, then it was 0 hour. The second ever Destiny 2 Secret Exotic mission is coming back on May the 14th. You will be able to find it in the Into the Light node in the Director, and has a few surprises up its sleeve. Those capable enough to complete it before their time runs out, 40 minutes on normal, 20 minutes on legend, will get the new craftable version of the Outbreak Perfected Exotic Pulse Rifle. Find some of the secret chests available each week to also unlock new additional perks for it. If you're looking for its exotic catalyst, you'll have to complete 0 hour on legend difficulty, but remember that if you got the exotic catalyst for the original version, you won't have to earn it again. That said, you'll still want to do it to get the weekly triumphs required to unlock the new exotic ship. Let me just say, a lot of people were not that impressed with Whisper. I think the craft roll Whisper is still great, but for Outbreak, this is going to be a weapon you want to have. We'll do a pre-review of it, but Outbreak perfected with the traits that are going to be present for it, on top of the lightweight pulse rifle buff that just hit PvP. Really, really nice. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it also rolled over into PvE, the pulse rifle buff, because I know we just got it in PvP. Out of both of the exotics that we've gotten back, Outbreak is the one I think is going to pop off the most. Whisper is obviously really good in places like Oryx, but definitely do that next week, guys. We'll have a guide on it as well. And Trevor is near too. Remember Trevor, the overly attached robot that kept the Cryptarchy vaults safe in 0 hour. It was impossible to miss. So much joy, so many wonderful memories. Well, great news, everyone. He'll be back too. To celebrate his timely return, we would love it all if you shared your best moments with him. Well-scripted videos, funny screenshots, fan art, comics, musical numbers. It's all on the table. And this is your first time meeting him. We can't wait to see your experiences. Just don't forget to use hashtag MyFriendTrevor when sharing in our social media so we can see your creations and maybe pick a few to share in the future. Our favorite submissions could get the Art of the Week or Movie of the Week emblems. Don't forget to include your Bungie ID with your creation. Yeah, it's probably just going to be a bunch of clips of people screaming. Now, 3 new PvP maps in 1 trailer. Shaxx has been busy lately. Not only is he leading Guardians as they repel the Witness's forces in onslaught, he also has secured 3 new maps for Crucible so everyone can test their 3v3 combat capabilities in new environments. Just remember to sign your waivers. The new maps are called Eventide Labs, Cirrus Plaza, and Dissonance, and they are set on Europa, Neptune, and a terraformed pyramid ship. We have a new trailer so you can check them out. Guys, it's some of the best maps Bungie's ever given us. I'm in love. I can't wait to see Trials of Osiris on it. Especially, I think my favorite is probably the one on Neptune, but they're all equally good. They all got different points where you can engage with the enemies. Again, the objective that's going to be on those maps are going to be the biggest deciding factor of how it plays out. But so far, at least in the 3v3 mode, I've been loving it. Has anyone gotten these maps in 6v6? How does it play in 6v6? And 3v3 plays really good. Cirrus in 6s is a little chaotic. Okay. That's fine. That's the way things should be though. Like some maps should be, I think more maps should be intentionally designed for 3v3. And dude, like I think Bungie should go the opposite route. I think they should bring back your big maps from like Black Shield and other things from back in D1. And then either keep it 6v6 or open up possibly 8v8 or 12v12. A great time to jump into Destiny 2. In anticipation of our battles with the Witness, we want everyone to be ready, and we will really mean it. Starting May the 7th and running through June the 3rd, we have launched Destiny 2 Expansion Open Access Period. During those 28 days, the following contents will be available to all players. Expansions, Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, Destiny 2 Beyond Light, and Destiny 2 The Witch Queen. Also, the Year 6 season, Destiny 2 Season of Defiance, Season of the Deep, Season of the Wish, and Season of the Wish. Now, PlayStation Plus members can also claim Destiny 2 Lightfall, which will be available up until June the 3rd. No matter what expansion you play, all the rewards you earn during this period are yours to keep forever. No matter if they are exotics, raid weapons, or high stat legendary armor. That is huge. And that's not all. When the final shape launches on June the 4th, the campaign for Shadowkeep Beyond Light, along with the Stasis subclass, will remain available to all players at no additional cost. If you're looking to get everything else that the Shadowkeep and Beyond Light expansion had to offer beyond the campaigns, we'll have 2 packs at your disposal, similar to the Forsaken pack. Dude, this is huge, man. The Shadowkeep pack grants access to 13 exotic weapons, 3 exotic armor pieces, the Scarlet Keep Nightfall, the Pit of Heresy Dungeon, and the Garden of Salvation raid. Beyond Light's pack grants 12 exotic weapons, 6 exotic armor pieces, the Glassway Improving Ground Nightfall, and the Deep Stone Crypt raid. And once the final shape is live, we'll also launch a new pack called Destiny 2 Legacy Collection 2024. This pack will give you access to some of the best content Destiny has to offer. This is Destiny 2 Lightfall, Destiny 2 The Witch Queen, the 30th anniversary event, Beyond Light, Shadowkeep, and Forsaken. About damn time. We're talking bundles, fellas. This needed to happen a year ago, way over a year ago, but it's happening now. All right, so after the final shape is live, this will be bundled together and you could just pick it up. That's huge. I want to mention one thing too for my folks that are, maybe you're a new light player, maybe you only bought the last season, maybe you only bought Season of the Wish, but didn't play Season of the Witch or Season of the Deep. Even though you have not leveled up those old season passes, if you've got that Firefox extension, you can jump on that extension and you can go claim the old exotic, the seasonal exotic from that rank 1 pass. So that's things like Centrifuge, Ex-Dearest, Burglass. You can claim those 3. We'll have a guide on that this evening on how to access all those things. But you can go do that and grab those exotics completely for free. All right, the Gauntlet returns for its 10th anniversary on May 19th. Team Bungie will compete in the Gauntlet, a charity tournament of tabletop games amongst game industry professionals, all in support of our longtime partner, Gamers Engage. How can you help us shine triumphant and take home the trophy again? Donate to grant our team power-ups on the day of the competition. Not only that, but by contributing, can earn one of 3 awesome incentives. So for $25, you get the Shine Triumphant emblem. Okay, and for $100, you get the programmer arts. Take home your very own non-expert art hand-drawn by the Bungie team. While our art skills may be mid at best, it's the effort and heart that really counts. Donors to select this incentive will submit a photo of themselves or their pets, and they would like for us to recreate by hand. We're not artists, but we will give it our all. Each piece will be signed and numbered. And then for a $500 donation, this 2 gameplay session with Bungie. Join our fire team for a memorable gaming experience that you will never forget. Team up with us for an hour and chat with the team about whatever your heart desires. Except spoilers, there will be absolutely no spoilers or secrets told. That's pretty cool. I know a lot of money, but that's pretty cool. Do it for content? No. If I did this, guys, I would literally just be sitting in the fire team the entire time and just be like, so, how's Destiny 3 coming? Would you say it's 2 or 3 times larger than Destiny 2? Cough if D3 is coming out in the next 2 years. I'm pretty sure we get booted from the fire team. We can't do it. Okay, so AANHPI Heritage Month and Asians at Bungie. May is Asian America and Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and Asians at Bungie Employee Resource Group is celebrating with the Stand with Asians collectible pin and accompanying harmonic waves emblem. Last year, Guardians raised an incredible $163,385 for International Community Health Services, a nonprofit healthcare organization based in Seattle, Washington, and a leading voice in challenging anti-Asian hate. During the month of May, for each purchase of the Stand with Asians pin during the month of May, $7 will be donated to the ICHS, and your donations will fund free and low-cost health services for uninsured or underinsured ICHS patients who would otherwise be unable to afford them. All right, and you get an emblem out of it. Okay. Asians at Bungie was founded at the end of 2021 in response to rising discrimination and violence against AANHPI communities. The mission is to uplift their fellow AANHPI employees to provide Bungie diverse insight. Oh my God, that's a lot of acronyms. It's important. Check it out, guys. More about the ICHS. The ICHS was formed in 1973 by young Asian American activists with the goal of disrupting systematic racism that denied healthcare to Asian immigrant communities. Today, the ICHS remains deeply rooted in the Asian Pacific Islander community and continues to provide culturally and linguistically appropriate health services in more than 70 languages. This would significantly improve the wellness of King County's diverse people and communities, regardless of patients' ability to pay. Love it. We invite all allies to support the AANHPI communities by purchasing the Stand with Asians pin, which also comes with the Harmonic Waves emblem. You can purchase the pin at both the Bungie store and the EU Bungie store. The Harmonic Waves emblem will also be available with a $10 donation through the Bungie Foundation. All donations received in May will support the ICHS. All right, the Risky Archery emote. Due to an issue, the Risky Archery emote has been temporarily changed to use a different animation. Once this issue is fixed in a future update, the Risky Archery emote will return to its normal animation. All right, and then player privacy and safety update. As mentioned in our recent March 14 TWID, we're continuing with our efforts to ensure player privacy and safety online in Destiny 2. Our goal is to provide age-appropriate experiences to all players and give the adults responsible for our younger players a way to tailor those players' experiences. If you haven't already, please visit Bungie.net or use the prompt after launching Destiny 2 to update your date of birth. Parental controls. In May, parents, guardians, and other responsible adults will be able to adjust their child's Destiny 2 settings. To set up parental controls, both the child and their adult will need a Bungie.net account and will need to verify that person providing consent and setting controls is an adult. We've created a parental control help article with details explaining how to create an account and link it up to their child's. We're also updating our privacy policy on May 14th. Please visit Bungie.net to create or manage your account and set your preferences today. All right, other known issues. Players are not receiving rewards from one of the secret chests in the Shadow Throne dungeon. The Spanish version of Revision 0 exotic perk description is displaying incorrectly. The other known issue is Midtown is still banned in Onslaught. That's kind of a big one. All right, as a final note here, hope that was enough information to get your brains working on what builds will be fun when you combine the perfect exotic class item role with prismatic abilities. And we ain't done yet. We still have more in store to share in these final weeks leading into the final shape on June the 4th. Want a hint? We'll talk about weapon tuning in a standalone article next Wednesday. Until then, how about some Onslaught, Destiny 2 community team? All right, motherfucker. Next Wednesday, huh? So next week it's going to be weapon tuning, and then the week after that, or and then that TWAB next week is probably going to be juice. Click it. Emergency stream. It depends on the amount of time. Look, Next, just to let everybody know, next Wednesday, next Thursday, I'm going to be tied up. We will not be live. If I get done with what I'm with things, we will come out. We'll hit the go live button and we'll do it. If not, I promise you, we will have a YouTube video on everything. Okay. So we may not be on here on Twitch, but I promise you, it will be on YouTube. Chat, how do we feel? How do we feel about today's TWAB? Are we feeling pretty good? Are we still hyped? Are we like, or what are we feeling? What are we feeling right now? I just joined. Can I read? Can you read it again? Oh, yeah. Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week in Destiny, get the fuck out of here. Read it again, he says. Rewind this bitch. Slap that like button like your mama told you right.